I think it would be nice to have someone like Boniface. I think that's something we lacked during the AFCON tournament. I said it when the tournament was about to start that losing Boniface might be one of the things that would affect, us going on to win the trophy.
In addition to that, you understand, playing in Africa is quite different from playing abroad. Do you understand? So I believe the switch actually helped him. How? When you're playing in Africa, African football is crude, like it's hard.
It's
Do you
raw.
understand? It's raw.
It's very raw.
Do you understand? So you have to be twice as hard as a stone for you to survive playing in Africa. Like there is this physicality that African football gives you.
Remember that season that I think Madrid were about, crashing out of the group. Was it last three seasons?
Where they had Sheriff in their Champions League group.
Do you know what they said? Guy, as in they came out to say that they would rather finish last on that group
Now go to
than go to Europa League. I'm telling
It's
you.
not done.
Guy, they said they would rather finish. Madrid would rather lose their last game and know that they are last on the table and they are not going anywhere than go to the Europa League. So I think there are levels that you don't change whatever you stand for.
Well, they say a football game is just like a cracker biscuit. You can never say where it's going to crack exactly, but it just crack. That was what we saw over the weekend when United played against Man City, a team supposedly that was supposed to crush United in that game. But football is never predictable, especially when playing against two rivals and also a two big side in the world of football. On that note, you are welcome to the best of the best sports show anywhere on planet. It's called Best of the Best, and my name is Farouk Adetola, the sports member. I've got the best guys also in the studio to do justice to the topic we have got today. So many things to talk about. The Champions League final is there. We've got the call of Finidi George for calling his first 23 players for the Super Eagles. Are they deservedly supposed to be in that team? We'll be talking about the Vincent Kompany, set to be the manager of Bayern Munich. Not forgetting transfer stories around the world. All these amendments will form the nucleus of our show for the next 35 minutes or thereabout. Once again, my name is Farouk Adetola. You're welcome to another interesting installment of the program. I've got the guys in the studio, and definitely let me bring on the gladiators. I would have loved to start from my very good friend, IBK Sports, who have been in this industry for the last 35 years or thereabout.
How would that come?
But I will save the big elephant for last. Izu for Shizu. It's been not gonna come here. How you doing?
I'm good. See, I don't tell the young ones out there that sometimes what the elders may see sitting down. You that are young, you can see better.
So I remember you can see better.
Because I remember coming on the show last week and saying that from my point of view, City season had climaxed after they won the Premier League.
But you didn't say they're going to win
to make it. I said
you said Man U win.
I said so.
You said Man U win.
I said
yeah,
so.
you said so.
I said the only reason why I want City to win is because I'm a Chelsea fan and I want to play the Europa League.
Exactly.
But from what I can see, it's looking like United.
Those were his words.
So please don't give up on your dreams, man. Keep saying what you're saying. It's nice to be on show.
Well, for elders with white beard, you have seen it all. The most important one.
10 million
The most important one is just climax with and say, I'm about the punter of the year. From punter of the year, Roy is now puntless. How you doing, Roy?
I'm fine, my brother. You see, there's only one person that is perfect, and that is God. You understand? So if I've predicted 9 games and I got 8 correctly, you need to give me my flowers.
Babas,
you understand?
No
So
best company go give you flowers for one game record.
That is the reason
you
why.
go see what is cash out.
No, that is the reason why there is an option for
crashing
one
out.
court.
One court. Flex. You flex
I
one
lie.
game.
You be very proud, man. You know go flex your
But I don't like that flex. If you put 1 million naira, he would give you 1,200,000 naira for flex game. I don't like
Well,
that.
all the same, it's good to be here. Well, man, congratulations. It's your time. You can have the hard done while the time lasts.
It will last for a very long time, I can tell you. Well, the man that called it, that was so sure that City will pummel Manchester United. That's why we are human, we're not God. IBK Sport Lamba. You gave us a big Lamba last week. I'm very sure you're going to own up to your Lamba.
Well, like I said on Beat Trending, to be honest, I think no one would actually put his money on United to win that game. No one would actually, on the right sense, put his money. When I mean money, I don't mean 2K, 3K. I mean 100K, 1M for United to win, Farouk.
Would you have put 1M for Man City to win?
Yeah, I would have done that, Farouk. I would have easily done that.
Okay.
But in the end, I remember how we started the show. I think Izu was quite on. Was it Afro?
I had my Afro at the time.
I was actually thinking Izu was going to play his hair at some point. Then I came back. I saw say I don't cut in here to look good. I think Roy was quite gentle. Then Roy would just come do his show. Go and all those
now
things.
You always trouble us there. You're troublemaker in this studio.
Yeah, the first show was quite good. The second show was great. And I like the fact that, guys always find a way to blend it. The synergy, the chemistry, everything was there, the cohesion and the rest. I think I must commend everyone, including the producer, the editor and everyone for a wonderful season.
It's show handy. This is what we are talking
No,
about.
I mean the season. It's been a fantastic season, to be honest. I never in hindsight.
But there's still one more to go. The
final,
final,
that's what I'm saying. In hindsight, Farouk, you would have thought maybe City will win the Premier League, will win the FA Cup again, in hindsight. But in the end, it shows that football will always give you that, excitement you did not expect. And like Bonilla always say, if you are in the finals, it's also a 50% chance of anybody winning. That's to show you that there is reason everyone is in the final, and that's to show you their hard work and why they are different from those who have crashed that far. Once again, congratulations to Man United and all Man United fans around the world. There is no better way to end the season than with a silverware. Arsenal fans, we go again next season.
We'll go again next season, Chelsea fan as well. Well, from Europa to conference league, that's another hard-on for Chelsea's fan.
They go Cyprus tire.
Azerbaijan.
One conquer the whole of Europe now. We won the Champions League.
We won the Europa League
twice. I mean,
no get shame.
I swear they are shameless.
now because
where did you play? No, hold on. Where did you play last season?
FA Cup now.
It is Champions League.
Do you know, Farouk?
When did you crash out? At what point did you crash
Where did I
out?
play? I don't know. I can't remember.
At what point?
You remember that?
Hold on.
Remember that season that I think Madrid were about, crashing out of the group. Was it last three seasons?
Where they had Sheriff in their Champions League group.
Do you know what they said? Guy, as in they came out to say that they would rather finish last on that group
Now go to
than go to Europa League. I'm telling you.
It's not done.
Guy, they said they would rather finish. Madrid would rather lose their last game and know that they are last on the table and they are not going anywhere than go to the Europa League. So I think there are levels that you don't change whatever you stand for.
Yeah, standard.
Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal, they've changed all their standard, any standard,
Including Barcelona now.
including Barcelona.
Yeah, thank you.
Including Europa League.
All right,
And
guys.
they not win it, by the way.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
guys. All right,
Tough
guys.
time, bro.
They say charity begins from home. Let's start from the first call-up, the list of Finidi George, the new coach of the Super Eagles. It is no longer news that he's the coach of the Super Eagles, and now he has released his first list that will be playing against South Africa and Benin Republic. Now, let me just go through that list. If I have it on my phone here, it's going to be an interesting one. Some players made it, while some just could not make a return to that team. The goalkeepers are Stan Wabali from Chippa United in South Africa, Maduka Okoye from Udinese in Italy, fantastic goalkeeper this season, Ojo Olorunleke from Ehimba. You can understand the connection. Chidozie Awaziem at defenders, Boa Vista in Portugal, Bright Osai Samuel, Sadiq Ismail from Remo Stars FC. Right back was supplied 12 assists this current season. Fantastic addition into that list. Oluwasemilogo Ajayi, I love that name so much. Calvin Bassey all the way from Fulham in England. Benjamin Taminu from Iheu SF in Tanzania. Midfielders are Wilfred Ndidi making a return to the team. Rafael Oyindika from Club Brugge in Belgium. Al-Hassan Yusuf from Real Antwerp, also in Belgium. From Oyeka from Brentford in England. Alex Iwobi, Fulham in England. And also Visayo Dele Bashir from Atayaspor in Turkey. We also have the forward line, Nathan Taylor from Leverkusen, Victor Osimhen from SSC Napoli, Kelechi Iheanacho from Leicester City, Samuel Chukwueze from AC Milan, Paul Onuachu from Trabzonspor in Turkey, Demola Lookman from Atalanta in Italy, while we have Victor Boniface, a man that we also love so much on the social media pages, while we also have Tyrone Murphy all the way from OGC Nice in France. I think you have heard the list, you have seen it. I'm very sure you must have analyzed it in your own mind. Do you think it's a just list, or one or two players are missing, or one or two players are not supposed to be on the list?
Farouk is a fantastic list. The fact that, a Remo Stars players can be called. I've been watching him for a while, Ismail, and I can tell you for free that this is someone who has been consistent over the years for Remo Stars. I saw him when they came for the Super 8 in Lagos, for the Super 6 as well. You know, when I went to Real Madrid Stadium to also watch him.
Yeah.
And in the end, it shows that when you have a coach who understands the local football, who has coached in the local football,
Yes.
who also knows what it means outside the country as well, is a blend of everything. I've always said it that, you know, we will see more of you know, local based players in the Super Eagles. It isn't a fluke that when we were able to infuse the Nigerian league players to the Super Eagles setup in 2013, we won the AFCON. It wasn't a fluke, Farouk. Sevi Keshi did it, and I'm happy that Finidi George is also doing it. I didn't see Kenneth Omero there. I didn't see Francis Uzo. I didn't see Ahmed Musa. I didn't see Sadiq Umar. But I think that it will be fair enough because in the end, the players that
I
have
think
been called.
Umar is injured for the whole season. I think so, right?
No, he's not injured.
No, he's injured. He's injured. He had ACL.
Yeah.
No, he's been back from the ACL. Did he go back to ACL again?
I think he had a relapse.
No, he recovered from the ACL, but I'll confirm anyways. But
ACL is not less than 7 months now.
he recovered. He's someone that still scored a banger like 2 months ago or so for Real Sociedad. The last issue.
Who are you talking about?
Sadiq Umar.
Sadiq
No,
Umar.
okay,
Okay, we're talking about
Sanusi.
Said
I thought it was Said Sanusi.
Sadiq Umar is
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Sadiq Umar
The
is
issue
back.
with Sadiq Umar is that Sadiq Umar
Complained last time
he
was
complained
called.
at
To
Pesero. Was it
Even when
Finidi?
Finidi
Okay, it
called
was
him,
even
it was Finidi.
Finidi. You know, it was like Finidi called him and didn't use him.
That's live. You didn't know Finidi was going to be the coach.
You know, yeah.
And he
So
complained.
and the way it is, I don't think he will ever play for the Super Eagles again. Funny
Unless
thing is that
Finidi is fired.
this is someone that I've also interviewed on one of our podcasts, and he quite humble player. But in the end, I think Finidi should try and understand that these players too, whenever they come, they also want to play. Because I have to force Finidi during those friendly, because it was a friendly game. When you call players, especially high-profile players, you should try and, you know, give them playing time. I don't think Sadiq was wrong with what he wanted, but I think his approach was wrong.
Yeah.
But generally, the players that were invited are players that should be invited, Farouk. And good to see Boniface back in the setup after what happened before the AFCON.
That's the one that makes me
I think I'm happy
Talking about
as well.
talking about Boniface back into the team, fantastic. You know, like his aura in the team, his energy. He's always making the camp bubble all the time. According to reports, if you have been there before, I think I can testify to that. Victor Boniface is coming, still not 100%. Look at what he has been doing at Bayer Leverkusen. But how vital would all these players who have won trophies like Kelechi Iheanacho, and as well as Wilfred, they were winners with Leicester City. We have
Even
Ekong as well, but Ekong is not in the team.
Yeah, I know.
We have players like Adama Lukman, fantastic performance from the Nations Cup, now to Europa League. Boniface also and Nathan Teller. These guys are winners. What exactly are they bringing to the camp? And that should also be like a good luck to the team playing against South Africa and Benin Republic.
I think it would be nice to have someone like Boniface. You know, I think that's something we lacked during the AFCON tournament. I said it when the tournament was about to start, that losing Boniface might be one of the things that would affect, you know, us going on to win the trophy. And the reason why I'm saying that is because he gives you something else to look out for. Now, you remember the final against Cote d'Ivoire? People kept saying, oh, there needs to be a system change. We should not have played the same way. You know, players like Boniface are the players who give you another outlet. You know, it doesn't have to be long balls to Seme all the time. You know, Boniface can play with his back to go very well, you know, be involved in link-on play. He can always ride his man. He's very strong. He knows how to pass the ball. Do you understand? He can drive with the ball as well. So having all of these profiles available for you in attack, for a coach like Finidi, who I believe is, you know, attack-minded, I think it would be very good for us. But having said that, I realized that Aino did not make the list.
That's true.
I know he's injured, according to what we heard.
That's sad. I was really looking forward
I know he's injured.
I was really looking forward to playing under a coach who, you know, lost to attack. Seeing him, you know,
Bomb forward
on the flank,
wings.
left or right is something, you know, you really. I don't think we saw. Yes, he brought a lot to the table at the last AFCON, but I don't think that's the best he can give. Especially when you watch him week in, week out for Nottingham Forest, you know, Lionel can give you more. He's a very technical player. He's very gifted on the ball. He can do a lot for you on the ball. And at the end of the day, he can also, you know, keep his man in check. This guy has played against some of the very best wingers we've seen in world football in the Premier League. And, you know, he has been able to hold his own. So having that in your arsenal as a Nigerian, there's a feel good factor.
Sorry, if we are back with the back four, then we don't get to see what we saw at the AFCON, because I feel that the reason players like what's this guy's name for Fulham as well? Calvin Bassey, the reason they could flourish at the AFCON was the fact that they play different setup, Bassey playing 3 defensive setup, while I not playing more like the right wing back and the right back.
But I think if we are playing back 4, those 2 guys can also play very well, because that's what they have been playing in their respective clubs. Let me just wrap this up with Roy. The 2 games are very, very important. We have 2 points from 6, and Finidi comes in, get the ball running, gets the first victory against South Africa, then it's happy time for him. But another draw puts us in a state where it puts Vinicius George under doubt from the world goal. And as a new coach, you don't want to experiment. What exactly should he be doing? Go with your best players. Forget that you have 2 home-based players in there. Or perhaps try and see what the guys can offer during training and select the players from then on.
Well, this is his first game in charge as the main coach of the Super Eagles.
No, so he's been in charge
as the main coach.
The main coach.
It was an interim.
As the main coach. So I think he was given a second chance to experiment what he can bring to the table. So if he gets it right this time, it will bring this relaxed mind to Nigerians. And if he gets it wrong, then he has actually put himself under that pressure. So a smart coach will actually pick his best hands and take his chances. South Africa is a very good team, no doubt. We saw them in Nations Cup and what they did. We played against them and all of that. We came out tops, so we can actually replicate it if we, with the addition of Boniface and the new guys. You understand? I'm sure we'll be able to come out tops.
And I think, just add to what he said concerning, us playing South Africa. Now, it's good enough that he was part of the camp of coaches, that went to the AFCON and saw that game. It was a nail-biter from beginning to the end. I mean, he even went down to penalties. Now, you've seen that. Obviously, there was a plan for that game. You had studied them at that point. There may have been a few additions here and there, but like it or not, their strengths and their weakness. And then the advantage for us now is we didn't necessarily go to the AFCON with our strongest possible side, especially when you consider the fact that we lacked a player who was in fine form in Boniface. Which that's the extra option now I'm talking about. So I think what Didi has to do is,
without Ndidi said
exactly. Look back at those games. Look at what we lacked. Look at how they like to play, and look at the best possible chance or collection of players that will help you implement your strategy the best. To nullify them on the day. So I think honestly, it's still small to his favor. I'm really hoping that he wins that game.
And in addition to that, I think where from the list, I think where we will be having little challenge is actually at the defense. I'm really not convinced. Akon actually brings this aggression to the team, leadership, organization to the team. You understand? So Akon not being there.
Of course, I agree with you, but we don't want to spend too much time on this. But at the end of the day, we all want to wish the Super Eagles coach all the best. Back then when we were analyzing because we are Nigerians and want the best for our country. But now that Finidi is judge, we don't have any choice or whatsoever not to support him from the world goal. Yeah. From here, we're saying all the best to Finidi George as well as the boys that will be playing next month, because it's almost upon us. Now, let's go straight to another Nigerian player, Ademola Lookman. I have watched football for a number of years in my life. Never have I seen performance like this. Perhaps Kylian Mbappe in the World Cup final where he scored 3 goals. But how often do we see players score 3 goals in the final of a major competition? Champions League, Rooney, Ronaldo, Messi, they never replicated this. Nations Cup, Euro Cup, World Cup, only Mbappe you have seen in the last 20 or 40 years do that. And I saw all over the media.
Mbappe did it at the World Cup.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And I saw it all over the pages of the newspaper. Yes, a lot of people reported it, but not as it would have been done if it were to be Messi, Ronaldo, even Harry Kane. But we don't care. We made that noise ourselves here from this country. And the old world saw it. But IBK, what was going through your head when you saw the performance of Ademola Lookman ending the record of a fellow Nigerians in Tella and Boniface?
Well, that's one thing about football. Football, like they say, will always give you a second chance, especially if if you are genuinely, trying to get better.
Yes.
I've seen players who have been loaned around, talk about Nabry, talk about, you understand, like loan players who eventually found their feet and they became world-class players. If you look at the story of Ademola Lookman, at some point he was at Everton, at some point
He has
he was
been a
at
journeyman.
He I think played for Leicester as well.
Yeah, he played for Leicester.
He's been loaned around, no particular place. At some point, he almost chose England, over Nigeria. And in the end, that's why I always say that when you keep trying, you get it. Going to Atalanta was the game changer for Ademola Lookman, and we saw that at the AFCON. For me, I think he was our best player at AFCON.
Fact.
For me, I think it was the major reason we got to the finals at AFCON.
Absolutely.
Apart from his goal scoring instinct, Ademola Lookman reminds me of maybe a low budget Vinicius, let me put it that way, in terms of take-ons, in terms of the way he runs at defender, his precision, his decision making, and the rest. Against Bayer Leverkusen, where you have Jonathan Tah, Tapsoba, and the rest. These are players. Yeah, these are players who haven't been beaten at all. Mm-hmm. And Lookman played as if he was playing against, I'm sorry to say, maybe an Ipswich or a Coventry side. So in the end, I think the talent is there, and I'm happy that people are beginning to see how good this guy is. He's already getting a shout for African Player of the Year.
That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. IBK. I mean, Roy. Now, he had a stellar Nations Cup. If he had won it, he would have been on top. At the point in time, was Victor Boniface that we're saying could replace Victor Osimhen as the best player in the world. I mean, in Africa. Now, with this performance from Ademola Lookman, considering his impact also in the Serie A, he finished in the Champions League spot. He was also in the final of the Coppa Italia, losing one goal to nothing against Juventus. All round season, he has had a very good season. Do you think he can have a good shout as far as the best player in Africa?
As far as I'm concerned, you just mentioned the metrics to measure who the best player from Africa should be. You understand? And it ticks all the boxes that you just said. So why not him? Now, this is the first person in the whole of Africa that actually scored a hat-trick in a European competition. You understand?
I think first person ever, sir.
First person in the world.
First person ever. It's
So
in Nigeria type thing.
So you can imagine such a record. No, it's not about scoring the goal. It's about the impact he made in the game. Like, he was everywhere.
Absolutely.
He took it personal against Leverkusen. He was, when you look at Leverkusen's record, they have 28 wins and how many draws? 8 draws. Yeah. And that is an L. The L there stands for Lookman. You understand? So like,
Senior man.
So you understand? You realize that the guy wanted to end. You cannot write the history of Leverkusen without mentioning Ademola Lookman. You cannot write the history of Atlanta.
Yeah,
this is the first history in 65 years. You understand? You can't write their history without mentioning Ademola Lookman. Gasperini will not write his history, the first trophy in his life, without mentioning Ademola Lookman. So however you look at it, he deserves the African Footballer of the Year.
Well said, Roy. Before we move on, let's just talk about it finally. This guy has done what he did, just over a week ago. 3 goals in the final. I'm still trying to, wrap my head. Is it a reality? But the fact that the European media don't report this so much.
They are even reporting. You didn't see what Crouch wrote. Crouch was even saying that
if he had been patient for Nigeria, that you'd have been called up to the England squad for the Euros.
But I also had the interview from Omar Kwatuba, who asked him a very important question. That would you ascribe this success you are experiencing now, this form that you have been maintaining for a long time, for you to converting from playing from England to Nigeria? Because since you have been playing for Nigeria, it's been up, and up. Do you think playing for Nigeria was also a very good environment for him to discover himself from being that journeyman here and there, from one loan to the other? Now he's settled. If you call about 3 or 4 players in Atlanta, obviously Ademola Lookman will always be top 3 in that team.
I honestly believe that belief in yourself. And, there's one thing, Edmond said something when he was talking. He was saying, you don't give up. You keep going and all of that. I think one of the reasons why it was very hard for Lookman to find his footing in England, is Jello of Stars. Do you understand? And being the type of person he is, where he comes from, he has to do twice as much work as any other person,
Absolutely.
To get recognized. Now, when the recognition comes, You need to go the extra mile to finally get that, call to the national team. And it's something every player looks forward to. Yes, it's all well and good when, you play for your club and you win trophies. But at the end of the day, it's very special. Do you understand? When you wear the jersey of your national team. I remember when these guys came from the AFCON and they were calling, I think it was himself, Iwobi, and Calvin Bassey. They were jokingly calling themselves the Init Boys because, they grew up in the UK and all of that. And that was nice to see. But when you watch Ademola Lookman at the AFCON, you could tell that, okay, look, this is home. I have to do it for these guys. And this tournament is my one chance to prove, because people kept saying when these guys come to play for Nigeria, they don't play like it means anything to them. They just come like they are doing us a favor when they come to play for us. And I was one of the people who said sometimes their experience in Europe doesn't show so much when they come here. So it was really nice to see that Ademola Lookman, took it personal, went to the AFCON with, look, I have to make this thing happen. At the end of the day, Nigeria is where the home is. And you feel you had a very good tournament. There's no reason why you don't go back to your club side and, carry that form all the way to the end of the season. Because you look at Atalanta getting to the final of the Europa League, believe it or not, it was obviously there's luck, there's the God factor, there's good coaching, there's having great players to play with you. But then again, Lookman found his peak form at the right time. Talk about holding their own against Liverpool, the team they played in the semi-finals, and again in the final against Leverkusen. It was all down to him, just doing his thing back and back to back. So I'm really happy for the guy.
In addition to that, do you understand? Playing in Africa is quite different from playing abroad. Do you understand? So I believe the switch actually helped him. How? When you're playing in Africa, African football is crude, like it's hard.
It's
Do you
raw.
understand? It's raw.
It's very raw.
Do you understand? So you have to be twice as hard as a stone for you to survive playing in Africa. Like there is this physicality that African football gives you. Do you understand? I think that transition actually helped his psyche. Like, okay, well, if I have to play for a Nigerian team, I have to double my effort. I have to be strong. So you can't go through this process. It's just like somebody who goes to a gym. You can't build these muscles, and when fight comes, you run away. So it actually prepared him for the form he's finding today.
Well said, guys. I think Ademola Lookman is one of the best in the world right about now. He deserves to be talked about, and I feel that if we can bring this form back to Nigeria, we'll definitely witness so much more of this in the future. Feels good to talk about him, and I'm very sure that we will, in the future again when there's need for us to come back to this topic. Congratulations once again to Ademola Lookman, who carried the ball home, and it's also good to see that he was a family man, that his parents, his family were all with him on that day. That's what we see.
And guess what?
A Nigerian player.
Yeah, he's been tipped to replace Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah, that's another story we're seeing once we get to the transfer part of the season. Now, let's leave this issue. Let's go straight to Vincent Kompany. He's going to be the new manager of Bayern Munich. We'll not spend too much time on this, guys, because we have seen the backstory from the weekend up until now. The only question I want to throw now is that forget PR, because I think it's more of PR.
Yeah.
Once you start saying something, it becomes the story. This is a man that's had 2 years as a coach.
Yeah.
He brought Burnley with fantastic football to the Premier League.
He didn't just bring them, they won the championship.
That's why I said he brought them, they won the championship. And he returned them with also fantastic football, but not getting enough points.
That's not being fair.
No.
That's not fair.
No. We just said the same thing about the coach now.
I think it's him just being factual. Like it or not, he brought them
And he returned them.
And he
Somebody
was
said
the-
the same
he was
just
at the
now.
helm of affairs
It was
when
you,
he got
He
relegated.
returned them as well too.
Okay.
But that's not where the story is.
Okay.
What exactly did Bayern Munich, saw in him to say, guy, you are an next coach? Although it must be said, a lot of people turned them down, whether a rumor or not rumor. It was on record. Even Fabrizio said it that at the other point, that Ragnick said no. A whole Ragnick that we felt that, who is Ragnick? Old-time manager. They were linked to Mourinho. They were linked to Tuchel again to take them back again. But they all rejected it. But what exactly they see in Kompany IBK that is now the toast in Germany?
Well, I've always said it that is the new style, the same way we were arguing about the number 10 role in football being fizzled out. It's the same way there's this, belief that, young managers, they have better style of play.
They are the new cool.
Yeah. They are just like Xabi Alonso and Bayer Leverkusen. Everyone wants to experience, what Alonso has done for Bayer Leverkusen.
It does not work everywhere.
And I know, but Farouk, it's obvious that when managers talk good about a young coach, you should know that coach is actually good.
Yep.
When someone like Pep come out to talk about Vincent Kompany, how he's been able to, help the setup of Burnley. I always say that.
Let me help you.
Hold on. What happened to Burnley? Well, I will say it again. The recruitment was terrible, and I felt that if Kompany had changed his style in terms of being more pragmatic, respecting opposition in terms of tactical play, I think they would have survived the Premier League. But this is a coach that whatever he's been taught has been, I want these boys to play the way they've been expressing themselves from the Championship back to the Premier League. I think that was what Bayern have seen. They want exciting manager. They want manager who can explore. Manager who has different pattern of plays, who understands what it means to play the basic of football, Farouk. The same way Ten Hag has been doing, the same way Alonso has been doing. I will say it again that young managers are the ones that we should appreciate more this time around. They are making football beautiful, and I don't see how Kompany is going to fail if he does the right thing. Like I said, the unbeaten ending, calling the managers who have been there before and understanding the setup of Bayern overall.
That's exactly where I'm going to now. Do you think Kompany will fail? I heard what you said before coming to the show, that it's a recipe for disaster. Do you think this man can take Bayern Munich back to the top? Because
first of all,
wait. The job is very difficult.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. First of all, let's look at his record.
They are beating the Champions League in the final 10 minutes of their poor season, to now put or had insult upon injury. They also finished lowly third, a whole Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga.
You see, that's what I'm saying. So, first of all, let's look at the record of the man you're talking about, Vincent Kompany. Do you understand? While he was in Anderlecht, he actually was a coach in Anderlecht, and he survived in Anderlecht. He won the league with Anderlecht, right? Burnley came for him. He moved to Burnley, won the league with Burnley, promoted them to the Premiership. And, he's one of Pep's students. Pep made a statement. That was what I was trying to inject while you were saying that one day Vincent Kompany will sit on his seat. Vincent Kompany is going to be a Manchester City coach. They should go market somewhere. You understand that he believes so much in his ability. He's a very intelligent coach. However, with all the records that he brings to the table, I feel FC Bayern is bigger than him. Mm-hmm. This is my own opinion. I stand to be corrected. All right. The reason is that FC Bayern is a traditional club. Mm-hmm. Do you get that? Is a high-profile club. There is so much expectation. There is so much expectation, so much pressure.
When Pep managed Barca, was the job not bigger than Pep Guardiola?
That brings me.
No, wait.
It's not one many. That brings me to the point I was trying to make when this conversation. I've been itching to say this since Be Trending. It brings my point. I personally believe that when football gets to a tipping point, it will be clear for everybody to see. And I give you Egbon. I think it's a period where it's time for young managers, to be very honest. Klopp has left the scene at Liverpool. I don't know whether he will coach again. But right now, he wants to just sit back and take stock of, where he has been for the last couple of years. There's rumors that, Pep will leave City after next season. So right now, we're looking for a new coach as, Chelsea supporters. You are hearing the names that are coming up. You don't personally like them. Do you understand? I think it's a period where you just have to give these young managers a chance. You don't expect, look at the big coaches in the market. Bayern will not want to work with Conte. It won't work for them. Allegri is not a valid option.
Already, Conte is going to Napoli.
Allegri is not a valid option for them. Juventus fans are very grateful to God that he has left the club. Mm-hmm. Bayern Munich fans would not want to watch that. So at the end of the day, they can't get Zidane. Do you understand? If like it or not, I know Zidane is one of those coaches who has won a lot of Champions League in his early days. He's still a new age manager. So I think right now
that record, he cannot afford to taint it.
Yes,
true. I understand where it's coming from. I think right now is the period for young managers. Look very far. Look at the headache Arteta gave Pep in the Premier League this season. Young manager, all the old heads were there. Nobody could do anything about it. Do you understand? Look at what Xabi Alonso has done with Bayer Leverkusen this season. A young manager. I think he has gone to the point where Football just needs, you just need fresh ideas. You need to just look at
What's
somebody.
the sporting manager coach?
Amorim, a young manager as well. Do you understand? And Slot, he's not the oldest of managers. The way he plays football is, the new age style. He has to get to a point where you need to look and say, okay, look, football is getting to a tipping point. You're going to have to buy shares or buy your stock in these new ideas that these young managers have. You understand? The old way of doing it is not doing it anymore. If Mourinho goes to Bayern, but I don't see it working. That his style of football in this current playing day. If we look at what Thiago Motta has done with Bologna, there are fresh ideas out. There are fresh ideas out there. You need to just say, okay, look, company might not inspire a lot of confidence to you as a person, maybe even to the entire footballing world itself. But we've seen coaches who have gone to clubs and everybody's saying, I don't think it will work out. And at the end of the day, we've had to eat our words. So I think maybe for whatever reason this is happening to Bayern, managers rejecting them, they don't get whatever it is that they wanted. I think it would be fair of us, all of us now say Pep is good enough to sit on the seats of, Fergie, Ancelotti, the Jose Mourinho's of this world, and those that have come before him. Somebody gave him a chance. He took it, and he has proven to us, that he knows what he's doing. So I think what we need to do for company is, you may not like it, but let's see how it plays out.
Well, we may not like it, but company has gone to Bayern Munich. Hopefully, they won't part company as early as possible. Well, let's leave the job of company and Bayern Munich. Let's go straight to the FA Cup final. We'll not spend too much time on this. We already know what happened in the FA Cup final. United won 2-1. It's not about the cup. It's just about how they won. That's what I'm interested in. Because there was a surprise, even to myself. Yes, I picked United to win because I'm a fan. I also believe that it's a one-off final. But, 30 over 100 will only say United will win. 70 will say City any day, anytime. Hi, Biki. What did United do right on the day that gave them that advantage? Was it them preparing too much, preparing, or City underrated United, saying, well, this is a team that we are beating 3 times on back to back.
Well, the fact that United and their manager deceived every one of us, to be honest,
they even deceived me as well. I was deceived.
I couldn't now. In hindsight, I can now plot whatever it is because I was saying here that the lineup against Arsenal, the lineup against Brighton, the lineup against Crystal Palace, it was like the guys, they were preparing for this final. That's the honest truth. And I saw Lisandro Martinez, who has been injured all season, finding his form.
Oh, but the guy
in that
was
final,
flying.
Bro, Oiland, who I was like, so these guys are actually available. So in the end, I think it was more of, United preparing so hard for a battle they were not sure that they were going to win. But like I always say, whether you are going to win or not, still prepare.
That's not. He who fails to plan.
Because in the end, you can go to the battlefield prepared, and the person you want to fight might not even be around to fight. They'll give you walkover. You might go to the battlefield prepared, and the person when you won't fight the purge, you won't go toilet, go shit. So in the end, man, you came prepared. And I think, like I said on B-Trend, I think it was quite a condescending attitude from Manchester City's players, even the coaches. Apart from them being drunk all week because of the fact that they won the league.
Shayo boy.
You get the attitude, pre-match, post-match and everything. They didn't see United as a stumbling block. They didn't see United as a team that could stop them winning that FA Cup. And I'm happy that it's humbling ground for them because now they realize that, I'm sure, to be honest, if this game is being played 10 times, I actually believe City will win 9 out of 10 because they've seen what United can bring to the table. It shows you that when you don't prepare as much as you should prepare, there is high probability or high possibility that you fail in that game, Farouk, and that's what happened to Man City.
I don't completely agree that they were condescending to Man U. Yes, Man U, had a very solid game plan. I was watching the game and I remember saying to somebody on Twitter that, look, I don't understand what I'm watching. City cannot play around Man U. For some reason, they can't play through Man U. Like, it was just very difficult on the day. You could tell that, they had that game plan down to a T. But
United never looked like a solid team all through the season. It was just that game.
There's that. It takes, there's something they say, they say something about a swordsman who, spends, you say you have a swordsman now, you give them 6 hours, to sharpen their swords for battle. One has 3 swords he likes to fight with. He spends those 6 hours, trying to sharpen those 3 swords. And there is a particular swordsman who used the 6 hours, to sharpen one particular sword. That will be the sharpest of all of them. Do you understand? Yeah. So I think Man U have prepared well for the game. At the end of the day, this is their last chance at silverware this season. And I said it before, City's season peaked after the... See, if you follow them on social media, they've not stopped talking about it. I saw the video of John Stones. You know that part where I told you they wrote on their wall where 4 times in a row yet. Mm-hmm. They've shaded the yet and they wrote until now ahead of you. That's what their season has been about from the get-go. Let's break this record. Let's make it 4 times in a row. These guys showed up and, they didn't really look like
they were ready to play.
Side you expect to see. But Silva could not take on his man and beat him. Foden kept misplacing passes. KDB did not show up on the day. Yeah. Look at the mistake that Vardio made. It was very easy for Man U to just, pick them apart when Man U decided, okay, look, we're going on the attack now. It looks very easy for Man U, pick your passes, hit it from here to here. The Rashford ball to Garnacho back to Bruno to Mino, and it's a goal. City don't get caught apart like that very often. They just did not come to the party on the day. That's what I believe.
That's the summary.
Well, and finally, before we go to the biggest game this weekend, we'll spend at least another ample time. You are a Chelsea fan. Mm-hmm. Arsenal fans are also watching us. Mm-hmm. And let's just look at these 3 teams all together. All right. United had a very horrible season. 8 on the table. Mm-hmm. Chelsea finished 6 with a climax. 6 on the table. Arsenal were consistent all through the season, but just came up 2 points short of City. Mm-hmm. United, a cup, Europa League. Arsenal, no cup, Champions League. City, Chelsea, nothing to show for it, Conference League.
But that's something now.
Of these 3, who would you rather want to be?
City.
I didn't mention City. Arsenal, United, Chelsea.
Arsenal, United, Chelsea. Okay. That question is a setup, actually.
Yeah. It's very for you.
It's a setup. I don't want to sound like a Chelsea fan, but in all honesty, I think Man U actually had a better of the 3. Because however you look at it, that game single-handedly ended Newcastle's hope of going to Europe. It single-handedly ended
demoted
Chelsea's
from Europa
hope
to conference,
of playing in the Europa League to conference and all of that. So for me, I think I'll be a Man U fan.
All right, guys. Now let's go to the biggest of them all, the UEFA Champions League final in Wembley. Wow, it's going to be a very big game. For you guys watching us, you already had IBK for over 2 weeks saying you have a chance to predict the eventualities of this match, the correct prediction, and you stand a chance of winning 50,000 naira. Somebody went home with 10,000 naira, correctly predicting that Atlanta will win 3 goals to nothing.
3-1.
That guy,
genius. He's a Nostradamus.
You'll be evil spirit.
He's
honestly,
a Nostradamus.
I can't believe somebody will predict that.
As I see the update for Ruda,
the guy is a Nostradamus.
But I'm very sure there are even more guys that can also correctly predict the final of the Champions League in Wembley. 1st of June is when that match is taking place. I'm very sure these guys here will be watching that match together, at least for the purpose we have served together all through the season. I think we deserve to watch that match together.
Yeah, we should.
All bills on Achimego. Roy, who is always keen to listen to us.
I'm not go about this senior man. We don't go find out. We don't find where this studio is.
I like that one. But now, guys, let's go to this match. All right, guys, let's get into this final. Experience all with Madrid. The coach has won it 4 times. One had more to hit. Vinicius, he has won it before. Virtually all the players in Madrid have won it before. They just one had to the cherry. But for Dortmund, the last time they were in Wembley, they were beaten by their bigger brother from Germany, talking about Bayern Munich in the final. But now, different part of the final, Madrid is yet to lose the game. All right. Till the final, Dortmund have lost 1 or 2, but they are in the final. And their path to final is also a very stressful one. Mm-hmm. You have to give them credit for getting this far. Yeah. IBK, where is the most important part of that match? We know Dortmund, they play together as a unit, defensively, offensively, even midfield-wise as well too. There's never a key man in that team. All of them are key. But Madrid have got key men around the field and also experience everywhere. What exactly will work out for the winner in this match?
Yeah, the worrying thing about Dortmund is that they have very fast transitioning.
Yes.
And quite young players. And that should be a problem for Real Madrid, because in the end, when you have players who are young, who can also run, it's going to be a very difficult one. There's this Adeyemi
Karim,
who tracks back and also, also run on the
explosive
attack.
on the counter.
Bro, this guy's energy is just like Vinicius as well. His own is even worse because you imagine tracking back and also still being on the attack. I think the problem Madrid will face on that night is the fact that how are they going to be able to, run around this very young and athletic Dortmund side without them conceding goal? Because I still feel that what has worked for Dortmund this season is the fact that they storm you when you don't expect, and they're always very precise in front of goal. That is their strength. Now, back to Vinicius. Vinicius thrives on spaces.
Yeah.
And in the end, I always say that if Vinicius should play against a right fullback that is also very pacey, it's going to be a very big problem. You remember when he had this Man City guy, Kai Walker. So in the end, I would
even
say...
Rich James too.
You get. So in the end, I would say that Real Madrid anytime should win that game, because don't forget there's something they are looking for, is to give Toni Kroos a good parting shot. Yeah. You get, and that might make them reason this trophy more. Madrid anytime, forget what Mourinho have said, going into the finals, Madrid will always have that 60 to 70% win ratio of them, them winning the trophy. But like I always say, there's a reason Dortmund are in the finals. They crashed Atletico Madrid out. They crashed PSG out with Kylian Mbappe, the best player in the world. I still believe that we shouldn't write them off. If I'm to predict, I think Madrid should be able to win this. My mind is going with Dortmund, but I don't want to,
predict wrongly.
I don't want to predict wrongly this time. My mind is honestly going with Dortmund, but I think Madrid should be able to win this.
Well, Roy has been the octopus as far as the Champions League is concerned.
Yes,
Supporting everything from round of 16
Yes, please.
up or to the final. I hope you can also get it right. But I know where your heart and your head and your mind lies. It is with Madrid today, tomorrow, and twice on public holiday. Yeah. Roy, sincerely speaking, you cannot write off by Borussia Dortmund, even though they're a very small team compared to Madrid. But a final match, like I've always said, is a different entirely. Forget what you have done in the past. If you get it wrong, you get the tournament wrong. All through. Madrid are unbeaten. That does not matter. The final is what makes you the champion. Some people have Chelsea lost about 4-5 matches when they won the first Champions League in their history. It doesn't matter whether they were unbeaten. What matters most is they have won the Champions League. Do you think all the good job Madrid have done in the past can be altered? More emphasis on Dortmund can be altered by Dortmund, because I see a reason why they can win. Marco Reus, just like Toni Kroos, is also leaving. They want him to also bow out on the high.
My brother here said it all. You understand? There is a reason why Borussia Dortmund is on the final. So underrate them at your own peril. Do you understand? So I kudos to what Dortmund brings to the table. They are a very compact team. Their transitioning, like he explained, is very fast and very sleek. Very beautiful. They play very beautiful football to watch. However, there is a reason why Madrid are called Mr. Champions League. You understand? It is in their DNA. They go gaga when they come out of that stadium, and it is a Champions League anthem.
When they see the trophy.
Exactly. It's like a steroid to them. That Champions League anthem is like a steroid to them. You understand? So whatever you can find in Borussia Dortmund, I think you can find it better in Real Madrid. Yeah, if you compare them player by player, from the keeper to the last person, Rodrigo, what's it called? Vinicius, to the coach, to the bench. However you want to, player for player, squad by squad. If you measure them, Madrid, they've got the upper hand. All right. And if you watch their match against Real Betis last weekend, they were careful. They weren't really into the game. Reason because they were actually trying to be, they were actually trying to play safe, not to get injured and all of that. That match ended 0-0. Now, this is a final. It is a winner takes it all. There is no a second chance for you to go and re-strategize and plan. I feel, this is my opinion, again, Borussia Dortmund will score, but Real Madrid will win.
Well, Roy, Izu, over to you now. We know that Madrid are chasing history. Apollo 15. They never even win. I don't know where that shit. I don't know that effrontery, that boldness. Only a team like Madrid.
They may have jinxed it.
Only Madrid can do that. They did that in 20 when they won the 14th.
They did that.
They did that when they won the 14th one.
Even that the same.
And they won. Only Madrid have that boldness to do it. Now, Madrid wins this trophy. Nobody's catching them in the next 20 years. But let's consider more on Carlo Ancelotti.
What if Chelsea win the
Don
next
Carlo,
15?
come on. Let's consider more on Don Carlo. He has already written his name at the highest spot in the Champions League as coaches. He wins this. He's not really talked about as a tactical one. They say he's not really, doesn't have too many tactics. He's more like a man manager, talks to people. But I will say it today that nobody can get to that level just relying on management.
Can I tell you something?
Yep.
Ancelotti is my favorite coach
Of all time.
People who know me very well, like my very close guys, have always said it. Ancelotti is my favorite because I like coaches who know how to, you have a system, but then when they coach you, your personal, the things that make you tick as a player, the things that make you stand out as a player will shine better. It's not, you're not a system player. You get, he has a system, but your personal traits or your finest traits will just shine better. I love watching Don Carlo's team. I'm not going to lie to you. I just love watching his team. He's my favorite coach of all time. Fergie, Pep, I respect them. Mourinho, yes, I respect them. But one coach who gets me very excited watching him. There was a game when he was at Everton where they crashed out Tottenham from, I think, the Carabao Cup. He headed 5-4. A Cavalier header. They scored. The entire Everton bench was going crazy. And this man was just sipping coffee on the sideline. That's my guy. That's my guy.
Baba, now because he don't sit in. If he had never sit in, no good like that. Person they lead 3-0 for Champions League Finals.
Yes, there's that.
They equalize and beat them.
Yes, obviously there's
They
that.
equalize and beat
That's a stain on his record.
But what top that?
That's 2006.
The miracle of Istanbul.
What top that is that he came back 2 years later.
No, I know.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
that same-
Now beat
his
that
image.
same team. That is
Yeah,
Don
yeah.
Carlo.
That's
for
Don
you.
Carlo. That's my guy.
That's Don Carlo
Yes.
for you. But
Yes.
on Don Carlo issue, let's just wrap it all up. We're going to call it, but before we call it, guys, watching us at this point in time, there is a link on our YouTube channel, a past video, where we ask you guys to predict the eventualities of who's going to win at this match. Give us your predict score, the predict score line of this match, and you stand a chance of winning 50,000 naira. You guys have been very loyal to us. We just have to also do it when we're climaxing the season because you have stood with us all through the season, and we are going to give you kickback from time to time. So predict the final of Dortmund Madrid final in Wembley, and you stand a good chance of winning 50,000 naira. Just like IBK will say, 50,000 naira can do a lot in this Nigerian economy. Guys, let us call it. Who's going first? Octopus. Don Roy.
2-1.
Madrid wins, right?
Madrid wins 2-1.
Sport Baba. I know you don't want Madrid to win. I'm very sure about that. I know you don't want them to win.
No, Farouk, this time around, I think I'm going with my head over my heart.
Yeah, Madrid to win.
I think Madrid will win 3-1.
3-1.
Yeah.
Roy, I mean, why do I keep on calling Roy? Roy likes to go do something for boys today. Izu. See how guy.
Don't even try. Don't go.
I'm not gonna lie, it's tough, but
Don't go there.
honestly, I think Dortmund take it 1-0.
Dortmund to do what?
I think Dortmund takes it 1-0.
Well, everybody knows that my second team is Real Madrid. But honestly, I think there's something that has worked well for Borussia Dortmund. Nobody ever predicted them to be top 5 in this Champions League. And I think that thing will also work for them in the final. I think Dortmund will win. I don't know how, whether penalty or whatever, but I think Dortmund will win. I've seen it in my dreams. And I know that my dreams...
Wait. By next week when we'll come here,
Yeah.
I can tell you that dream will be a nightmare.
Well, that's your opinion, but I think I've seen it in my dream, and I think I saw a team in yellow, celebrating.
Everybody really reason this team, man.
I think I saw a team in yellow,
Bro, see,
celebrating with that giant
every
score.
day and
You said this
twice
last
on
week.
public holiday,
Mechono. You said this last week. You said
Real Madrid will win Borussia Dortmund.
all right, guys.
So Dortmund, Real
Real
Madrid.
Madrid.
So, guys, let's go against them. We win. Let's put something on the table, right? It's final shot of the season.
Before I started put, I know I'm saying Dortmund will win, but I'll say something in my life. I just go. I don't come before we start the record. Since I know they watch ball. I never see Madrid enter Champions League final. They can't they cry after.
But let us come together. IBK, what I put on the table? Myself and Izu and you and I, Roy.
20,000.
20K, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we go. It's good. Producer, please help us cut this place out
20,000
for next week. If you guys don't fulfill, we don't win them already. Guys,
My G.
I know where IBK is coming from, but guys, it's been a very, very interesting show.
Now they lose guard.
It's been a very interesting show, I tell you for free. But so glad to be here with you guys, talking about the UEFA Champions League show. Hopefully, we can, come back and talk about the aftermath of this great game. IBK and Roy are going for Madrid. Myself and Izu going for Dortmund. Whatever it is, we go see after the show. Guys, bigger thanks to you guys for always sticking to us all through the season. Hopefully, you will climax by predicting quite well. Once again, go to our video on our YouTube and predict the correct score of Madrid and Borussia Dortmund. If you win, you stand a chance of winning 50,000 naira. Big thanks to the guys in the studio and also to the guys
always
behind the camera for always doing a very, very good job. The season has ended, but the show will always continue. My name is Farouk Adetal, until we're coming your way again. Enjoy the rest of your time. Bye-bye now.